What's up there, YouTube? So, on one of the recent videos here on the Amigo Trailfinder 2 short wheelbase build, I got the rear body mounts set it, and you can see here I don't really have any option for the front. So, I was at work today, and I was just kind of thinking about it. I got home tonight and I watched one of my videos again, and it dawned on me how to make front body mounts. So, like I mentioned before, there's existing mounting points here and here on the inside of the bumper, that its thickest part. And the only way I can tie into those is through the Trailfinder 2 bumper mount. Now this, I can't remember if the regular Trailfinder 2 is the same, but this end narrows. So, it's got the flathead, flush mounted screws that go in through the frame and hold the bumper mount. But it's tapered in so that I can still fit some kind of metal and still clear my shackle in the front as it flexes up and down, which at full droop or full flex on this, it doesn't really get in front of that. So now that that's a go, I'll show you what I've fabbed up here. I just got some angled pieces of aluminum, and I drilled some holes, and I mirror imaged them and rounded off some corners. I'll come back and paint them later. So we've got holes there and holes there. So hopefully I can just take the body off, screw this to the body, put it on the frame. I'll take this bumper, this cross member out right here, and then I'll just use a little bit longer screw, and it won't matter that it's not countersunk because this is still going to clear it, and I'll just put a little bit longer screw through and hold the body down that way. One thing I am going to go ahead and do, I'm still having issues with my ESC, so I'm going to try to move it over a little bit to give my motor wires a little more room, and I'm still worried about those little connectors on top. They're pinned down against the hood and the grill, so ESC may have to move. I'm not sure where, but something's going to have to change up there to prevent it from getting damaged. So for right now, I'm going to pop the body off and look at taking that off and getting these mounts on. Alright, so I got them in, and you can see how it works maybe a little better now. The yeah, it just bolts to existing holes. This will drop in around the front of the frame and bolt through these holes here. If I can get you in there any closer and focus. Stupid camera. And that's not the right thing. Sorry guys, I need a GoPro. It's on my list. There we go. They bolt through these holes here that hold this front bumper mount on. Now, I considered these little tabs stick out underneath the edge of the bumper, and I've considered cutting those off, leaving that piece off altogether. If I leave the entire bumper mount off, I will have to put nuts on the back because it's not threaded through. So for now I'm going to run it, and I'm going to leave these here in hopes that I can fab up some kind of brush guard stinger type thing that's not too outrageous and will look right with the stock bumper. So for now it stays. We'll just yeah, pretend we don't see them. Not going to show you putting the rear body back on because it's just going to be too much work to get the camera in there to show you. But now our body mounts are just about in the same height, basically. We've got these right here in the front. If I can show you that a little better. Got there in the front, and then the back ones are on the bottom right here. So should be a good balance. Once we get this squared away, then I can decide whether or not I'm going to use this battery tray, and if either way, figure out how the interior is going to mount to it, and then all that's left is battery location, and then we can start, once we've got a final rolling weight, I can start looking at shocks, because these shocks I hate. They're actually leaking all over the place. I didn't even think those were oil filled. I thought were just internal springs. So I don't know what's up with that, but two of them were were pretty wet today when I got home. So it's gonna be hard to find 70mm shocks like I'm thinking I need, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this thing on and see how easy or difficult it is. Alright, it's a little tricky to get it all in, but it's worked out. Worked out pretty well. Looks pretty straight. The body, I just kind of eyeballing it off these grills in the front here, is dead center with the hooks on the body mount, and they actually now sit down just at the lip of the front bumper, so you can just barely see them. The body doesn't sit on it now, so that was just a lucky accident. I'm gonna flip it over and see, make sure it's still sitting level. Alright, it's looking pretty good. I think we have a winner. We'll need to get in there and paint those black. Try to hide them a little bit. They stick out a little bit, but it's pretty level. It's just a hair lower in the front than it was, but it's not barely even noticeable looking at it, looking at the body with the frame. It's just a tiny bit lower in the front, but that's good enough. Still not sure on tires and wheels and stuff. Oh, and I did want to show you all this better. I had a lot of comments about me cutting the fenders, and a lot of people were worried I was going to butcher this original body up. As you can see, I haven't touched it up or anything, but I just took probably, let me find something to point with, from here to here. I've just opened it, brought that angle straight down. I did take quite a bit out of the bumper, or the air dam. I'm going to have to take a little bit more out of that. And it's pretty much the same story on the back. I haven't cleaned it up yet. I just, about right here, I just carried it down. And back here, same thing on the other side. So it's not the end of the world. It's not that noticeable. It just helps. Because once we get some weight in here, the flex, it was going to hit, especially the back corners on the rear. So mainly the front needs it. I'm trying to do as little as possible, but as you can see, the bumper is just barely hitting. I'm not gonna, and I'm fine with it hitting in the back. I'm not taking any more off of the back side. So we've just got a tiny little bit, and you know this thing is so stiff it's not gonna flex a whole lot anyway. So once I'm not gonna cut it again. I'm gonna get it all done, get the interior in full weight, and we get it outside on the rocks and see how it handles, see how its characteristics are. Maybe later, if we add more or some better shocks and we can get a little more flex out of it, I might trim the bumper back a little more. But my plan is to keep this, no more cutting is my plan. You know, the big scary part was to cut the rear hatch out. I still haven't cleaned that up yet and touched it up because we're still working on the interior. But my plan is to do no more cutting. Windows, that, and a little bit on the fenders, I'm done. Well, I cut out the grill, but you can't see that. So you guys don't worry. I'm not going to trash this body. I know how hard these are to find. I've been looking for one for 10 years. I've missed a couple opportunities to buy some on eBay, but they were usually pretty banged up, and I wasn't going to pay extra for the Tamiya CC01 chassis, which I'd have no desire to own again. I've had several of those. Just wanted the body. But yeah, just a little quick update. I brainstorming that idea today, so I needed to get home and do it. But thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned for more.